Wow, to make a bargain, I've just been completely emotionally and mentally and physically destroyed and left in a place where I'm probably not welcome, but it's the place that gives you the most help, but I don't have help anyway, all over the world. And he's been taking photos of me as a dog ever since my face got disfigured, and no matter how many times I complained, they seem to be silencing and killing everybody around me. I remember all through 2023, not everybody was on their side, and not everybody agreed that I was trash. I don't think I was. I think she's really taken away how young and beautiful I was and really innocent, and been doing it for almost a decade, like some sort of secretly taking away my identity behind my back. The things that made me happy. I used to be quite soulful and really into my music. Really, I like real, I like woman singers a lot, like hitting high notes and doing acoustic stuff, and I really liked, I don't know, he just keeps filming me again and again that I'm really mentally ill and gross and trash and putting me all over the net that I'm worth $1, and I feel like I'm being exploited and laboured in a war crime after violence. And they keep making me run, but it's hard because he's actually done a homicide. My stomach's fucked and they won't give me they won't give me any health care. He's actually barred me from any love whatsoever. So everything about my love and heart life, I think he's watched me for almost a decade and basically copied me step by step over the last 10 years. Like, because I can think of being somebody that did all these good deeds, and he was like, oh, Bear, go and do all these good deeds. So they went and did all these good deeds, and then I was doing charity. So they started doing charity, and yeah, it's crazy. And I started doing all this Samaritan work, and then I started talking about my love life, and it looks like they've just been sitting around bullying me all these years. But I remember it not being like that. I remember little things that people used to do for me. Like every Saturday, one of my boyfriends would take me out for breakfast every weekend, and I never paid for any of it. And I think we were together at that time in that area. We lived in an area in a house. I think we were there. I think we used to go for at least 2 years. Oh, it's just, I want to talk to somebody other than knowing that all these producers and all these gangsters are in my phone trying to make $1 out of me. It's a really horrible situation. I'm not treated like a human. I'm treated like, and because I'm an emotional person, he's trying to erase that I was ever angelic and a real spiritual being. He wants to beat me down till I'm worthless. And it's like they want me to have a hard head. What head? He's filled it with lead. He's really jealous of how intelligent I was, so they're really destroying that in my life, and really destroyed my face and my body, and made me look really, I'm ready to go, but to stand up about my love life, I think it's really unfair. I had a partner that always, like, every time he'd see me, like, at night or whatever, or wherever I was, like, give me his jersey to wear, or if I was away from him, he'd give me his jersey. And I know my other boyfriend always used to take me out all the time and to all these different events. I remember doing my own fashion show. It's like I'm paying for all these kids that never had attention to be superstars, and I was such a confident person, and they've just destroyed my life, like really beaten me and taken away my liberty. It was so unfair. I don't know, and I'd say he's just going on that all these guys think that I'm nobody special. All these years, like he's just erasing the memory of me and how much I put my roots down to be really educated and really established. And I don't think that I was the worst girlfriends of these guys. It's not very fair. I've had my life ruined in my house. And basically they've given me some stomach tumours and I've just been left for dead because they keep telling everybody I'm mentally ill and won't let me talk to anybody or use my social media. Like, they're really restricting my life and keeping me as a bargain box. And I worked for a long time to make sure I had self-esteem and worth. It's very hard to act like the Jenny I was after I went through violence and survived it. It was difficult for me to live my life because they'd ruined my face and my beauty and nobody cared. It was like they erased anybody caring about me in massive places like the social media places and all the Apple and all these different Google places were all just erasing me being able to see or talk to anybody. They've really controlled Christchurch quite a lot. And I think it was a massive governmental experiment because it was like, yeah, and I think they just used me to build all these apartments for these petite girls and erased me. And he had used me as the can star at all these places for years. And it's like, so I've like worked out what they were doing, but there was no one ever to help me. Like every time it was like they were erasing the evidence and erasing justice constantly. Like my ex, like erasing justice, making me labour to make his girlfriend the queen of anything that I was trying to do in my life. It's just, I feel like, I'm in between him and that other girl and that other guy making me like trash to death, and I'm sitting here in pain and I've got to keep running away from this guy, and then I've got this other friend that's making all this money out of like erasing me from the country, and it's kind of like because he wants to make everybody look like perfect superstars. Well, they filmed me every day that I was cheap quality when I was really sick. It's just so unfair. They'd poison me. They were chemically attacking the air with like burning plastics, and because they've had, when I was working, they had a massive like warning for the air being toxic, and they were doing it in my flat too, like burning this polystyrene stuff outside, and there'd just be these like notices that the air was really bad and toxic and to close all your windows and this and that. Oh, it's just horrible, and I can't get any way to talk because they're running those flights so I don't have my honour anymore. Everything that I worked and all the time I put in, it's like I worked for 12 years. They took the credit for all that work for 12 years. They really investigated my life and erased all of that 12 years and gave everybody else a massive load of knowledge and work and creative future out of what I was doing. And then so I worked hard for another 3 years to change my life around after a crime, and they were establishing with all my friends and giving them like money and taking them out and all sorts of stuff, like establishing bonds and basically erasing my name way back then, like around about 2018, and treating me like I was a porn star Gigi, and I was never that girl. That's not how I was. I don't know these people raping me, and nobody gave me the videos. They cover everything up, and it's like torturing me. I just want to know how John found me, this CSS Lewis. How come I'm in the middle of this gang thing? I didn't want to be in the middle of it. I don't want to be I want my identity back. And then there's, they followed me. That Jed guy and those guys like followed me with that greenhouse to all of my bosses, and they actually I think one of them felt like she was being stalked, and followed, and then they just forced this video onto them of the pounding sex and the toilet videos, and just erased me from all of my bosses and all of my grassroots businesses that I built in Auckland, and I've just been left for dead. They're like trying to make out this is her identity for 67 years, this Christian identity, and she stopped me. It was all about a job, so they blamed me for everything, and I'm innocent. I didn't do anything wrong. I actually was just doing a business in Australia, and they just kidnapped me because I was sort of protesting about gender violence. And then the last thing I heard was that some guy told me, Reuben, when I was selling fudge, that Reuben was killing me and John on some scam and something, or some scam online. And I was so weirded out because I was in Melbourne and nobody really knows me there. So I was like, that's really weird. And then I didn't think about it because I've never been online for years, hardly ever. Like if I get on Facebook, it's hacked within a week and it's gone. So I never really go on there. Then it's like, I heard that, then I moved back, when I went back to mum's and I was like making this business, they were watching me every day and took the credit for all of it and built massive their own businesses. They're all thriving from abusing me, and I got poisoned and they just left me in the trash and basically given me all these medical bills, and when I tried to go to the police, it all got covered up. So they've left me to rot and die in hell, and I got medical insurance. They're trying to erase that was ever real, and I've definitely got I got medical insurance about this. Why didn't anyone help me? I shouldn't be left here with no health care. So why are these gangs allowed to keep destroying everything that I've ever worked for and keep me prostituted? I'm not happy because that's all of my family that's been erased because of greed, and my career because of greed. Like I was the same level. They've just keep abusing me to a point where I can't stand up hardly, and won't give me the health care I need, won't give me support I need because of greed. And they've made this Teddy look like he was a saint when they were all porn stars. And I was like a real innocent person, and they've sold me off to some criminal gangsters that used me for prostitution, and I'm horrified. And then they just framed me all on the internet that I've got a loose vagina and I'm a whore and they're all good girls, and I was completely innocent as well. And it was all like, I'm on survival. They're not giving me any social inclusion. They've bought all the social rights to everything and excluded me. This girl really hates me, eh? Like, she really fucking hates me. Like, won't let me have any friends whatsoever for so long now, and I can't handle it anymore. It's just not fair. And yeah, they're just really making me a joke of all my exes. I want to know why. They made out that I was drunk, rude all the time, and it's like all of them, they've made me look like a joke to absolutely all of my exes. Even like, they've made out one of them's had all these babies and that he was never with me. That guy was a completely different person before that Annie got into his life, and he was like being profiled by those cops, making him root everything all the time. Like he was completely different. And I don't know, he's stopped my citizenship. They don't want me to get asylum. They've taken away Alex. So they killed Jenny Lee Leonard and stopped me from being this beautiful woman talking about God and peace and all these things. Then they killed Alex, the girl campaigning for her rights and coming into her power. So then she's made sure I'll never have power again. It's absolutely abusive what they're doing to me.